Well, we're getting awfully close to September. Everyone thinks that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct in September, as there usually is. And today, a random Tuesday, per usual, we get a big leak. Zelda's 40th anniversary. I predicted this at the very beginning of the year. Everyone thought that this year was going to be a Zelda-focused year. I thought it was going to happen in July. I thought they were going to give us a segment in their June Direct talking about Zelda's 40th, giving us some games, giving us a new look at the brand new Zelda. Whether that brand new Zelda be a remake, a remaster, a port, something. They were going to give us a brand new look at something. And here we see something else has leaked. These images of a Nintendo Switch 2 Zelda's 40th anniversary console, the very first special edition console for a Nintendo game that we have gotten since the Switch 2 launched back in June of 2025. This is pretty historic. Of course, they already gave us different Joy-Cons, so this is the first themed console that we have had thus far. And they also have here a Zelda's 40th Anniversary Pro Controller to go along with it. This is indicative to me of a Zelda's 40th Anniversary announcement, whether that be a direct focused in on Ocarina of Time specifically, or a direct overall giving us specific stuff about Zelda's 40th Anniversary on top of Ocarina of Time, on top of what we already know. It could also just mean what I was saying earlier, that there is going to be a September Direct, and within that September Direct, we're going to get our first look at Ocarina of Time and some more stuff within a Zelda's 40th Anniversary segment. To me, this all but confirms September will give us our next Nintendo Direct of the year, or only our second one. If I had to pick a date, I would pick September 15th, 2026. Why? Because 2 days after that, the game Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave releases. It will have been about a full year since Fire Emblem was revealed in the last September Direct, and Nintendo has really appreciated the marketing strategy lately of having a game be around a Direct and then giving it one last look in that Direct. One thing that I really thought was never going to happen was a Direct in early 2025, back when Donkey Kong Country Returns released for the Switch. I thought that there was no shot that they were going to have a Direct on the same day it launched, and lo and behold, they did. For games that are probably going to sell no matter what, that are going to sell to their niche crowd, or even for games that are massive, that are going to bring in a large crowd, Nintendo wants to get that SEO up. They want Nintendo to be up in the headlines, and they want their games to be at the top. So this fits very well, specifically for Ocarina of Time. I don't think there's going to be a specific Direct for Zelda's 40th anniversary. I really think that they would combine it with a normal Direct, just like they did back in, 2021 with the 35th anniversary, and they showed off Skyward Sword, some new Joy-Con, and a couple different stuff like a Game & Watch. So this is great, right? We're definitely getting a Direct in September now. It was pretty much guaranteed anyways. September rarely comes and goes without a Nintendo Direct gracing our presence. But here's the big issue of today's video. Leaks are getting out of control. I just want to recap. I'm not going to shove stuff in your face and make you agree with me. No. I'm going to present you some evidence, and I want you to come to your own conclusion about whether or not leaks have gotten out of control, whether or not this is tampering the experience overall for the consumer, for you and I, the fan. I put together a report here, and I'm going to read this to you. From January 2025 to August 2026, here are all of the confirmed leaks that have come out. Not even tapping into rumors or unconfirmed leaks, things that just people said out of nowhere. No, these are all confirmed leaks, things that really did come out beforehand and happen afterwards. We're not counting anything out of the ordinary. Starting in January of 2025, the Switch 2 itself, Nate the Hate leaked it. It came out the exact date that he said it would. I put my reputation on the line. I made a video the day before saying it was coming tomorrow. People clowned on me, and he was right. Going later into the year, into April, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Before we knew what this game was truly about, the main side character that was going to be leading alongside of Donkey Kong, before we knew any of that, Nintendo themselves leaked Pauline. Nintendo's Korean website briefly hosted different key art showing Pauline, which was absent from all other regions' art, and a world map with a Rainbow Road icon. Both were scrubbed, and both were real. Every other region got the rock, got the weird little rock thing. The people in Korea got Pauline. September of 2025, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, the sequel's title leaked via the newly registered domain days before the September 12th Direct, where Miyamoto announced it right before they got a chance to tell us it was leaked. Days before that Direct, again, Metroid Prime 4's release date was leaked. Mario 40th Anniversary was leaked. Then moving into 2026, Nintendo's entire lineup for the year was pretty much leaked. Nate the Hate exposed Star Fox coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in summer. Ocarina of Time remake coming out this year. Dates for both Splatoon Raiders and Rhythm Heaven Groove. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, a new Switch Sports, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 getting a Switch 2 edition. He didn't say specifically which one, I believe, but he said that it was going to happen, and not only did we get that, but we got a brand new Xenoblade on top of it. He said that a Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition is coming, and that 3D Mario wasn't coming until 2027, both of which have not happened yet, but we have no reason to believe it won't. Star Fox 64's remake, Ocarina of Time's remake, a Zelda-themed Switch 2 console, third-party Switch 2 games, all of these random things. Even Metroid Ravenous, up until like a month or two ago, Metroid Ravenous, the sequel to Metroid Dread, the next iteration in the series, was leaked by the Brazilian government of all places. We can almost guarantee that game will also be shown off in this September Direct. I'm not going to tell you what to think about this. I'm not going to tell you what to feel about this. I'm going to share my opinions about this now, and hopefully you will come to your own conclusions and let me know what you think in the comments. But if you're asking me, it's gone too far. Now, I had this opinion in my brain in June. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait to make this video, and I did wait. I waited at least 2 months. I personally reached out to Nate the Hate over Twitter after the June Direct, and after he got so much hate for getting all of these things correct and basically spoiling every single surprise. I reached out to him, and essentially I asked him if he wanted to come on the channel and give his side of the story, if he wanted to tell us more of why he leaks games, what the intent behind it is, and essentially I just wanted to give him a platform. He already has his own, but I wanted to have it in somewhat of a journalistic style where I am going to press him a little bit in some questioning. I never got a response to that DM. I probably could have sent him another message. I'm not sure how Twitter works in terms of like spamming. I didn't want to get blocked, but he responds to tweets all the time. I refuse to believe he could not have seen my DM and responded to it if he wanted to. Now, Nate the Hate has been right about so much and has provided a wealth of content for me and for many other people in the gaming sphere. My question is, why does he do it? I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish he would be able to tell us that. I wish I could ask him. But for now, we don't know why. And I'm not going to put the entire blame on him because Nintendo, in my opinion, carries the majority of the blame. When I was growing up, I didn't have access to the internet, and the internet wasn't as widespread of an issue for them as it is now, obviously. But even considering that, Nintendo and leaks have really never been synonymous. There have been some big ones here and there, but overall, things have been surprising. Smash Bros. Ultimate, for example, that game would have been leaked so far in advance if Nate the Hate had been kicking back then, doing all what he's doing now. But because of that, we were able to get one of the best surprises, one of the best announcements you will ever lay eyes upon. And it was so perfectly done too, because they gave us Splatoon 2's Octo expansion, they showed us all this different stuff, and then they went right into the next trailer in which they showed us more inklings, and we were like, oh, that's interesting. We are not done with Splatoon. Is it a Splatoon 1 remake? That makes no sense. And then, before you even have a chance to think and process, the Smash Ball appears in the Inkling's eye. What an amazing surprise. Something like Mario Odyssey getting revealed to have that capture mechanic. All these different surprises. Tears of the Kingdom in 2019. That was kept under wraps, and that is a recent example. I don't know what it is internally that Nintendo has done differently, or maybe it's that they're doing things the same and they're not adjusting or adapting. I don't know what it is, but what they're doing right now isn't working. It's not working anymore, and Nate the Hate can take the brunt of all of this because people are going to give it to him and they're going to say, why are you ruining our fun? And he even responded to a tweet. I don't think it's still up. I looked for it a long time ago. I was trying to save it, but it's gone now. He replied to a tweet in which someone was basically saying that, and he said, you know what, people don't want me to do this anymore, do they? And I've not heard a leak from him since. He basically said, I'm not going to give you the information you want because people don't want it. But I have a suspicion he's not going to stop. I have a suspicion he's going to keep going. To what end? I don't know. Leakers don't ever end in a really good spot, do they? Leakers come and they do their job, they do what they're supposed to do, and then usually they get exposed or they get captured by the government or something goes crazily wrong to where everyone turns on them, and before you know it, they're out of the news cycle and gone forever. Do you remember Midori? They were a leaker who got exposed. And Nintendo fans back from kind of like the early generation of the Switch, there was a leaker by the name of like Emily something, and her profile picture was of a Gravity Falls character, that redhead character. I can't remember off the top of my head. That was a really, really reliable leaker at the time. There was another one with a Mega Man profile picture. I don't remember their name either because they're gone, right? We don't hear from them anymore. The only reason anyone talks about these leakers is to look back into the past or for videos like this. You get nothing out of being a leaker, so I don't understand why you do it other than perhaps the content. I wish I could know. I'm not going to speculate any further on this. Nintendo truly has to be at fault here because they cannot let this continue to happen. Yes, it is true that if no one in the planet was trying to leak their games and trying to get their announcements early, that Nintendo would be fine, that they would have nothing to worry about. But guess what? That's like saying there's no reason to have any laws, because if we all just got along, there would never be any crimes. As long as human beings exist, there will always be a pull towards Nintendo and leaking their announcements. And yes, that is our only desire in this world, the only reason we all exist. But in all seriousness, they need to take this more seriously. They need to figure out a way to stop these leaks from happening. I don't know if they need to update something. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do it because it's not fun. It's not fun going into a September Direct knowing that Metroid Ravenous is most likely going to be revealed, knowing that we're probably going to get our first look at a 3D Mario game for next year, because why not, right? Maybe we'll get it in February, but probably right now we're going to get it for next year, next holiday probably. It's not fun knowing that Pikmin 4 Switch 2 Edition is probably going to be at this Direct. It's not fun knowing that we're going to get a Switch 2 console based on Zelda's anniversary. It's not fun to know any of this in advance. We need to be surprised. It's the element of surprise that makes these announcements so hard-hitting. It's the reason that the June Direct got so clowned on, because Ocarina of Time was already exposed beforehand. It's the reason everyone was upset, because I can't believe that if this had not been leaked before, that most people would not be like, Peak Direct, it's the best, we got an Ocarina of Time remake, like it's one of the greatest games ever made, it's one of the most popular games of all time. It would have been a bigger deal if we hadn't known about it, but we did. We knew about Switch Sports, we knew about Ocarina of Time, we knew about Xenoblade getting its Switch 2 editions. All of these things that came to pass happened. It happened, and it happened before we should have known about it, and it happened afterwards, and it's just going to continue to happen unless they do something about it. It's okay to have a few leaks here and there, in my opinion, right? Having something like the Grinch leak even to keep us on our toes, something that's totally fake, something that seems really real, and then alongside of that, something that's maybe a little bit less realistic. It's like there's no way that's going to happen, and then it does. Leaks are a part of culture and a part of gaming. I'm not trying to get rid of all of them forever. I'm just saying right now, 90% of Nintendo's first-party games have been leaked for this year, and that's not fun. So yeah, I think Nintendo has a leaking problem. I think that this image of these console and these different controllers, it's an abomination, to be honest. And I'm really frustrated about it too, because how cool would that have been to see in an actual Direct? So if you agree with me, let me know down below. If you disagree, also let me know why. Make sure you like today's video if you did enjoy, subscribe to join the channel, click that notification bell so you know when my videos release, and consider joining my membership program. A few bucks a month to help support me personally and my channel overall truly does help, and you get some perks for yourself. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you click on the left side of your screen where I tell you why the Switch 2 is worth buying if you have not gotten it already, and click on the right side of your screen to watch the video talking about how I was initially wrong about Ocarina of Time and how you'll see in the video. Thanks so much for making it to the end. I hope you have yourself a phenomenal day. This has been Ray's Nintendo Talk. I have been Ray, and I'll see you all in the next video.